This shows how most manufacturing software views the world, a perfectly straight sequence from step 1 to 2 to 3. Traditional workflow engines lock the sequence in place, treating the factory floor as a predictable environment where every item behaves exactly as expected. But on an actual production floor, that predictability disappears. Parts fail quality checks. Items need immediate rework. A missing component forces a line to halt. When forced to handle these unpredictable snags, rigid software breaks down. Operators must step outside the digital system to manage exceptions, and you lose track of where your materials actually are. Kōjō360 is an end-to-end workflow backbone designed to handle the loops, branches, and exceptions of a real-world factory. Managing modern production requires orchestrating a dynamic network of actions, rather than trying to force physical reality into a straight digital line. This is the Workflow Designer. It gives managers a split-screen interface to map out their production processes visually. You build your stages on the left and assign the specific data fields your operators need to fill out on the right. This setup powers Layer 1, or field behavior. The digital interface reacts to what is happening on the floor in real time. If an operator selects a cosmetic defect, the tablet instantly spawns a required field for photo evidence. But if they select none, that extra photo upload box smoothly collapses to keep the screen clean. Operators see only the fields relevant to the specific item in front of them. They don't have to scroll through irrelevant questions or guess which forms apply to the current batch. By adapting the interface on the fly, the system prevents bad data and missing information from entering the database in the first place. This diagram shows what happens immediately after an operator submits that data. We call this Layer 2, or stage transitions. Notice how a single QC inspection node branches out into 3 different routing paths depending on the exact grade of the product. Consider a specific scenario on the floor. An inspector identifies a flaw and taps a failure prompt on their Flutter HMI handheld device. Flutter is the UI framework used to build the applications that operators use on their mobile tablets. Instead of halting the entire line or waiting for a supervisor to manually reassign the item, Kōjō360 automatically pauses the original workflow for that specific part. Layer 2 then dynamically generates a trackable rework loop. It routes the item to a different station and increments a rework counter to keep a history of how many times the part has been fixed. Automated decision tree routing evaluates real-world inputs instantly, allowing the rest of the factory to keep producing without constant supervisory overrides. Zooming out, managers monitor all of these branching paths on the stage Kanban board. You can track individual items moving across multiple parallel stations, with colored dots indicating their exact progress. While those items move across the digital board, the final piece of the architecture, Layer 3, or stage hooks, is operating in the background. This diagram illustrates how Layer 3 communicates directly with your physical hardware. It reads exact values from a digital scale or triggers a barcode printer the moment a stage begins. Connecting physical machinery directly to workflow stages removes the risk of manual transcription errors, ensuring the digital record matches the physical output of every machine. We can expand our view even further, moving from individual hardware stations up to the macro level by opening the flow diagram view. This diagram shows the master workflow capability. Independent production sequences can be nested inside one another, like building blocks. A single stage triggers an entire sub-process. The master flow pauses, waits until the sub-process resolves, and automatically triggers the next sequence. Compare this level of visibility and control with the unmanageable assembly line we looked at earlier. Every loop, rework, and hardware check is accounted for. Kōjō360 provides a software architecture that adapts to the fluid needs of the factory floor. Schedule a live demo today to see it in action.